Hi, everyone. Welcome to another chair class. Again, my name is Karen Lyons, and today's chair class from the Whitman Wellness Center is actually one that's for everyone and everybody. We're going to be doing just some nice, gentle joint rotation and, relying from toe to head, head to toe. We're going to just loosen up the body and see where that takes us, right? And if you'll notice today, I actually have a chair with some arms. And, just to kind of show you that it is accessible to everybody in this particular situation with a chair with arms. And I still have my blanket and my block and my strap if we find that we need it. So let's begin. So we're going to start by sitting back in that chair, finding a nice, comfortable position. I'm actually going to bring my blanket over for underneath my feet. This particular chair that I'm in is a little bit higher for my legs. So I'm going to sit up nice and tall, maybe bring my fingertips together. I can rest my elbows on those chair arms and just start to gently bring some breath in. And while we take the breath in and out, nice and slow, and we're grounding in, we're kind of releasing the day or the night's dreams and just allowing ourselves this time to be with ourselves and be, go within. And I want you to just think about the areas of the body that might be a little cranky. Maybe it's your ankle joints or your elbow or shoulder or knees. And rely on that. And what we'll do is, while we're going through this movement, is just allowing some loving kindness for yourself, bringing some beautiful breath and compassion to that area of the body that right now is giving you a little bit of trouble. Okay? Good. So we're going to begin today with our toes. So what I would like you to do is just take your toes and really open them up as much as you can. Now, if you've got shoes on, that's okay. Just open up the toes like you're opening up your fingers as much as you can. We don't really necessarily do this enough with our toes. And we have a lot of meridian lines that begin in our toes, so we really want to wake them up, okay? That prana flow of energy that flows within us. And then squeeze the toes together, just the toes, just squeeze them together for a few rounds of breath. And then open them and squeeze. Open and squeeze. And sometimes this is a little difficult to access because it's not something that you necessarily do all the time. So it's not as easy as opening and closing your fingertips. Good. And then we'll work the ankle joint. So now the ankle joint, we want to just maybe point one toe and flex, point and flex, point and flex. Back and forth a few times, pointing and flexing, and then kind of shaking and rolling that ankle around a little bit. One way and then the other, back and forth and shake. Okay, and go to the other side. So just point and flex. And as you're doing this, make sure that you're always sitting up nice and tall, belly button in the back of the spine. And then rolling that ankle joint around one way and then the other. And then shake it out a little bit. Then we're going to work a little bit of the inner edges. So taking your feet together, see if you can't bring the toes and the heels and the balls of the foot together. Your knees are going to kind of splay out a little bit. And if you need to kind of slide yourself off the chair a little bit to access this, go ahead. So we're just opening up here, and what I want you to do is just allow the knees to spread open a little bit so that you're rolling on the outer edges of that ankle. And if you have to do this one at a time, go ahead, one at a time. Right? Good. just soften through that. Soften through the side of the ankle. Good. And then we're just going to reverse it. So now the knees are going to come together and the ankles maybe go out a little bit further. Let me get rid of this blanket. Come out a little bit further. Good. So you should feel it on the outer edges of the ankles now, right? We'll come in and relax the feet. Maybe come in and relax the feet. One more time. Come on in and relax. Good. And then tap that foot out. Good. So a little bit more on the ankles, sticking the foot out. Let's roll one way and the other. Good. And then roll one way and the other. Great. Now I'd like you to sit back in the chair if you've slid yourself out a little bit, because now we're just going to lift the foot up and bend it back. And this is for our knee. So some of us have cranky knees. So this is great. And if you want to use your belt, you can bring your belt up and pull it up and pull it down. Here, I'll show you. Just kind of onto the other side now. Taking it up and lifting. Taking it up. This helps if you've had any kind of injury to your knee. Good. Great. And then we'll take that out. And then just take your hands and rub them around. Your knees are kind of very vulnerable, right? It's what helps us make us go forward in life too. So we're going to rub those hands together, create some friction, and then go ahead and just kind of roll your hands around the knees, nice and soft and gentle, kind of caressing your knees, giving them a little love one way, and then bring that rotation in to the other way, or rolling around the other way. Good. Good. And then we're going to tap, just tapping the knees a little bit. Tap, tap, tap. Maybe tap all around the knee, inside the knees, on the tops, and on the outer edges. Beautiful. Great. All right, moving right along to our hip joint. Now we're going to slide back off the chair. We're going to take our feet a little bit wide, and we're going to take these nice, slow rolls in the pelvic bowl. And these are really, really yummy. So just kind of rolling around in that pelvic bowl of yours. We can make them really, really big at first. And then if you'd like, you can start to make the circles a little bit smaller, where you're really just isolating that movement in the hip joint, and then even smaller, isolating it right there by the sits bones. And then we'll just kind of go in the opposite. So making those little circles, and then maybe making them a little bit bigger. And then making them nice and big. Good. Awesome. So now from here, what we're going to do is we're going to broaden through our collarbones. So let's just take a nice inhale up and exhale, the hands come down. And let's just take a few of these breaths for a moment. Just inhaling halfway up. Flip the palms of the hands and exhale down, nice and soft. Think about like holding a ball of energy in the palm of your hands as you raise it up, and then you flip it down and bring it back down, okay? Good. And then reaching up. And now when we reach up, we're going to reach back and then grab hold of the back of the chair and just kind of squeeze the shoulder blades together to broaden through the collarbone. And breathing here. We're lifting up through the sits bones. Good. Holding on. Good. Great. And then taking one elbow into your hand. So I'll mirror image here for you. So I'm taking my left elbow into my right hand. And then I'm just going to draw the left over to the right, opening up through that back of the left shoulder. And breathing. Nice and a gentle opening of the back of the shoulder. Good. And coming back, and we'll just do that to the other side. So grabbing and caressing the elbow first, and then just drawing the elbow over. Good. And then let's do that to each side again. So drawing it over, maybe get a little deeper this time. Second time around. And over. Good. Great. And then we'll come to our fingers. So we're just going to try to take your fingers and really make a fist. Make a nice tight fist. And then you're going to flip the palms and open up as wide as you can. So we rotate around, twist, and make a nice tight fist, and then open up. Close fist, open up. Close fist, open up. Close that fist, and then open up. Good. And then wiggle the fingers around a little bit. Good. And then shake them out. Shake, shake, shake. Shake those wrists. Maybe shake them up. Shake them side to side. Shake them down. Shake them out. Roll them around a little, one way and then the other. Good. All right. So place the fingertips now on top of the shoulders. Okay. We'll do one shoulder at a time first. So we're just going to roll the elbow back. So you're rolling back like you're actually drawing a big circle with your elbow. So really opening up and just open it up as far as you can. So if you've got any limitations, just be mindful of that. So you might not be able to roll this shoulder. Okay, so maybe just hold on to it and just give it gentle thoughts. Okay, and then we'll just kind of take that rotation in the opposite direction. Just rolling it around, feeling it in the armpit. Feeling how it kind of tugs on the rib cage a little bit. Good, and then we'll go to the other side. So let's back. And again, being mindful, each side's a little different. Good. And then forward. Now we're going to do these together, and when we do them together, let's see if we can't touch our elbows and squeeze and open up through the back of our shoulders and our back. So it would be coming up, squeeze, and up and around. Coming up, touch, and down. Touch, and down. Just do the best you can. Touch, and down. And then we'll go the other way. Come back and touch. Back and touch. Good. Come back and touch. Come back and touch. Good. Great. And then reaching the arms out again, taking those breaths. Exhale down. Inhale up. Flip and down. Inhale up, flip and down. Good. Now next time we come up, palms are going to face upward, but then flip the palm of one hand. And then we're just going to flip and go back and forth. So now we're kind of wringing out through our elbows, our wrists, our biceps, our triceps, right up into the shoulder. Back and forth. Good. And then just kind of wiggle the arms, shake it out. Good. All right, so now we're going to take our chin down to our chest and just start to roll the head around. Nice big circles, like You've got the pencil now on your jawline or in your mouth, and you're just drawing great big circles. Good, and then back and around the other way. Good. And take a nice deep breath in and out. And what I want you to do now is envision a figure eight, how you do a figure eight. Even maybe take a finger and make a couple of figure eights with your finger, right? All right, so now we're going to do that with our head. So let's see how well we do. So you just take your jawline and start to draw around and down, really starting to make this happen. And you probably want to close your eyes as you do this, because you might get a little bit dizzy. And then just take it around the other way. Ooh, that's hard. You have to stop and think. Good, and then just shake your head out a little bit. Great, take another little inhale and regroup and repose for a moment. Sitting up nice and tall in case you've lost your extension, because it always happens. Gravity takes hold and it starts drawing us down. So we want to draw ourselves back on up, belly buttons back on up, reestablish that beautiful, long, elongated spine. All right, so now we're going to do wise old owl, because that's what we are, right? Wise old owls. We're going to lift up, broaden through our collarbone, and I'm going to take my head over to the right. I'm going to look over the right shoulder, and I'm going to find something to look at the right. But then I'm going to start to turn and get a little bit deeper into it, taking my vision a little bit further back. And then slowly coming back out of this and bring my head back, okay? We'll go to the other side. So again, nice and slow like an owl, looking over first the left shoulder, and then really looking back and finding something behind you almost to look at. Good, and then slowly coming back, looking to the side, and then coming back and looking to the front, okay? We'll do that one more time to either side. So taking your time and looking, and we're working the eyes here as well, the eye muscle, which is a good thing. Come back and over, looking, and come back, good. And come back, nice. And the next two are for our jawline, okay? So the first one you might be familiar with. We're just gonna draw our head right on up, and you take your lower jaw up and over your upper jaw like a bulldog. So it looks like this. And don't worry about, having anybody look at you, but it's nice for the throat, stretching out the throat. So just take that up again. You might hear a little cracking in the jawline. Good, and then maybe wiggle the jaw around a little bit. Loosen it up, okay? Now this next one, I'll turn to the side a little bit so you can see me. So this one's like a turtle looking out its shell, okay? So you want to sit up nice and tall, and we're just gonna kind of elongate our chin, our whole chin forward, and then tuck it back in. And then elongate it forward, kind of funky, and tuck it in. Elongate it forward, tuck it in. Let's do one more. Elongate it forward and tuck it in. Good, and then just kind of shake it around a little bit. Nice, good. All right, so now we've kind of opened up all of our major joints and in the body. And so let's take a few nice twists and then we'll take it the opposite way. So sitting up again, nice and tall, we'll take that nice breath up. Halfway today, we're only going halfway. Exhale down. And then again, inhaling up. This time, exhale. Now I have a chair today with arms. So I'm gonna grab hold of my arms on the side of the chair. And then I'm gonna use that to help me get my twist in a little deeper, okay? So I'm lifting up here, pulling and pushing, really. Pushing on the right hand, pulling on the left to help me get some nice length and a nice twist. Exhale forward. And we're going to come up and we'll go to the other side. Pushing and pulling. Lifting. Drawing the energy up through the crown of the head. Feeling very regal. And then exhale back to center. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale and twist. Take a nice deep belly breath here. Exhale it out. Come back to center. And come up. And come on over. Good. And come back to center. Good. So now from here, we're just gonna take our left leg and bring it out a little bit and then we take both legs out. So take both legs out kind of wide and in a little bit of a V, okay? Holding on to the chair, okay, wherever you're at. We're gonna take this one knee, we're gonna twist to side. So it's gonna look like this. We're gonna twist and open the knee up here, okay? This knee is still bent and we're twisting and we're looking towards the right. And then we're gonna twist and look towards the left, okay? So back and forth, twist, come back, twist, come back, twist, come back, and twist, and come back. Good, and then just tap your feet together. So that kind of worked those hip joints again, okay? Good. So let's start to think about how you're feeling right now with that little bit of movement. And now we're gonna work from the head back down to the toe, all right? So this time we're just gonna take our head and just kind of rolling it around again, opening up through the neck. One way and then the other. But now what I'm going to do is drop my ear. So I'm going to drop my right ear to my right shoulder. And then I'm going to let the left hand be very heavy. And what that does, it gives the opportunity for the left shoulder to soften so it's not pinching up against that ear. You want to elongate down through the side of the neck. Keep your chin up away from the chest. And we can even take our fingertips on the right and kind of tug that left temple ever so gently to open up through the front of the chin, the front of the neck. Good. And then coming back down, and we'll go to the other side. So dropping that ear over. Feel how it starts to open and peel those muscles away from one another. Take that shoulder down by reaching the fingertips down. Take these fingertips, come on up, and just a little bit of a tug. Not too much. And then coming back to center. Good. let's shrug our shoulders. So now we do want to shrug and down, up, down, releasing the shoulders, down. And then we're going to squeeze our elbows in towards one another and then open up. So again, you probably want to slide off of the chair a little bit for this. Maybe even open your legs a little bit for a little bit more stability. So it's a rolling in and a rolling out. Roll in, roll out, roll in and roll out. One more time. Roll in and hold. Roll out and hold. And feel that opening up through the heart. Now our fingers, we've worked our fingers a little bit, right? So let's take them now. And what I want you to do is just kind of pull on each finger. Just take a thumb, kind of rub the thumb a little bit and kind of give it a little bit of a tug. And then take the hand to the forefinger and kind of roll that around and give it a little tug. Moving to the middle finger. Couple of little massages up and down, and the ring, feeling all of the joints. You can feel the finger, feel the bones, feel the muscle, feel the tissue, and then the baby finger. Good. And then just give it a little shake and a flap. Good. And then take it to the other. So again, just grab hold of your thumb, give it a nice little gentle squeeze, little massage, little tug, and then go down to each finger, giving that a little bit of a tug, a little bit of a squeeze, right down to the nail, okay? And then the middle one. This is a great thing to do when you're putting hand cream on. Just give yourself a little bit more nourishment in the fingers. Good, and shake it out. Awesome. Good. All right, let's go back to our hips now. So from here, what I want to do now is just kind of isolate through the rib cage first. Go back and forth. You can put your hands up onto your waistline so that you can kind of feel yourself doing this movement. Moving back and forth, isolating through the rib cage. Okay. And actually, I think what I'm going to do is take my block. I'm going to take my block and I'm going to put it onto my lap like so. Okay. And I'm going to try and isolate the movement of the spine back and forth, front and back. Okay. So I'm going to come up and I'm going to use the block. I'm going to bring it up so my chest, my belly hit the block. Okay. And then I'm going to round back down, chin towards chest. And then I scoop forward again. Belly and chest hit the block. Chin comes towards chest and I scoop back and round back. Okay, so I'm really feeling this movement in my lower spine as the spine moves, and it's more in the pelvis. So the pelvis moves forward, we tuck and roll, and the pelvis moves back. Okay, so we're kind of getting that nice movement. So we did circles earlier. Now we're kind of opening the spine up like a serpent, like a snake. And the block is just there so that I know I've made my connection and coming back. Good. Great. All right, so if you don't have a block, that's okay. You maybe have a book or something that's about this size, but not to worry, even if you don't. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put the block in between our legs, and I've got it the long way. And we're gonna work the outer thigh. Now, if you don't have the block, just keep your hand maybe 2 fists apart or 1 fist apart. Okay, two actually, okay? And you're just gonna gently squeeze the thighs together and release and squeeze and release and squeeze and release. Now this is really interesting because now what we're going to do is we're going to take the block into a different shape. So I'm going to squeeze it and release, squeeze it and release. Now I'm going to take the block this time and I'm going to put it this way. So now I'm a little wider. So if you don't have a block, just make your legs a little bit wider. And I'm going to squeeze and release, squeeze and release. And this is a little bit more intense. I can really feel it in the outer seam of my leg and even a little bit in the inner seam of my leg. Good. And now we'll take it even wider. All right. So taking it even wider, making sure your feet are flat on the floor, and we take that squeeze and release, squeeze and release. And now I'm feeling it in the inner and the outer leg. Just a little bit of tension. So we create the tension and then we relax. Creating the tension and then relax. Okay? Try not to squeeze your butt cheeks too much. It's all kind of in the knee and the thighs. Okay, good. Great. Good. And we're just going to take that down and work that knee joint again. So this time we're going to take that knee and just kind of give it a big hug in towards the chest, lifting up. And then I'm going to lace my fingers underneath my knee, and I'm just going to let my foot just kind of fling around, kick around a little bit, make that knee work. Good. If you've got a belt or a rope handy and you want to use that, you can do that with this, and we'll show you on the other side. So first I'm going to take my knee, I'm going to tug it in, grab my belt. Your belt can be of assistance by lacing it around the padding of the foot, tucking it in, okay? And then if you want, you can even bring that belt underneath the knee so that you can hold on to it and just let it kick back and forth, okay? Good. And again, some of our knees are more crankier than others, right? All right, so now here I'm going to slide back in my chair because now I want to kick my leg out and drop it down, kick and drop, kick and drop. So we're just kind of kicking and dropping our feet, engaging the quadricep here, lifting up through the crown of the head. Elbows are behind and upper, I should say, broadening our collarbone. Elbows come down and tuck into our rib cage, belly button to the back of the spine. Good. Okay, so now for the next one, I'll have you back out onto the chair. We're going to take, this is for our ankle, and I heard a nice pop. So I'm going to take my ankle and I'm going to be on the metatarsal. So you're on the ball of the foot and just take it, pushing down and getting as much rotation as you can. You can do this either standing or sitting. It's sometimes a little easier doing it standing, but do the best you can. I'm doing the best I can. And then maybe around the other way. Now the next step is you take it and you bring the toes right onto the floor, and you really press down into it, opening up through the front of the ankle and kind of crunching the toe a little bit, really opening up through the toe, bringing the energy right there. Good. Good. And then tap that out and then go to the other side. So rolling first. knee gets into this, as you can see, and then around the other way. And then bringing that foot, so you kind of bring the foot back a little bit and then just really get onto the nails of the toes and just press down as hard as you can. Not, not so hard that you're hurting yourself, just enough to make it say, ooh, not the ow. Good. Great. Good, and then tap that out. Awesome. So now we're going to just take that knee and again, give a nice little squeeze. And then take the ankle up and over, okay? And what we did with our fingers, we're now just going to do with our toes. I want you to just take each toe and just kind of rub it around, finding that nice little massaging of each toe. A nice squeeze. Just start to notice, like that area of the body that you were, initially having problems with, if you still have that pain or if it has subsided a little now that you've gotten some movement going. All right, so while we're here, we're going to take that nice pigeon pose. So we're going to lift up. Hands are on our knee and our ankle, and we're just going to lean forward and, oh boy, open up that hip joint. This really feels good. Feels yummy. Keep talking myself into that, right? And breathing. Good. And then come back, and while we're here, why don't we take another twist? Cross that ankle over as much as you can, or just bring the feet back down to the floor. I'm going to put my hand right on that chair rail again, right on the arm of the chair, and I'm going to use the chair and my knee to help, or the support on my knee, to help the rotation for another nice twist. Coming back to center, I'm going to take that leg down. And we'll go to the other side. So this squeeze in, this tug in is really good for your digestive system as well. Just squeezing it right on in as much as you can. And then assisting that ankle onto the top of the knee. And start to really massage each toe, nice and gentle. Toes don't get enough loving. Okay, yet they hold us up, right? They let us walk in life. Okay, and then rub, 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 rub. Good. And then coming up, and we're going to lean forward. Again, elbows come right in, snug those elbows in. And breathing. If you want a little bit more, tension, you can press gently on that knee, pressing it down towards the floor to help wring out that hip joint. And then coming back to center or up, and then lifting up, crossing that ankle over. And again, I'm going to use my left hand on the outside edge of my knee, and the right hand comes to the right arm of the chair. And I push on the arm of the chair to help get the rotation and deepen into the twist. Looking over. And breathing. And coming back to center. Good. And then just slide yourself back into your chair. Rub your hands together. And then just bring the hands down onto your lap, or, maybe bring the fingertips together at your lap. And just decide to gently Close your eyes if you'd like, or look beyond the chair a little, or beyond the floor a little bit, maybe where the ceiling and the wall meet, or maybe where the floor and the wall meet. And just soften the gaze. Maybe look at the tip of your nose. So you decide where you want to look. Close your eyes. Start to bring in some beautiful breath. Start to feel comfortable. And start to feel the feet grounding you in. And this beautiful energy that you've created is starting to move up through the body, wrapping around the ankles, wrapping around the knees. And perhaps maybe you want to give your energy a color, one of your favorite colors, and watch it dance as it comes up through the legs and into the hip. And it's drawing that energy up into the heart center. And it's really expanding here, really making it go beyond, creating compassion and love. And it softens down through the shoulders and the elbows. And it dances around the wrists and the fingers. It makes its way back up through the back of the shoulders, the back up through the spine, around the throat, softening through your jaw, softening through your eyes. And can you put a little smile at the corner of your eyes? And just feel how good you feel right now. Nice little gentle breaths coming in and going out. And this beautiful color that you've created of your energy moves up to the crown of the head. And from there, it turns into a beautiful golden light. And then that golden light just begins to shower your entire body. Almost like you're standing under a beautiful waterfall in a tropical jungle. And that energy is just really rejuvenating you. You feel revitalized. You feel joy. You feel peace. You feel love and light. And I'll leave you here today in this bliss and reminding you that the love and the light that you continue to shine upon me is the same love and light that I shine on you. We draw our thumbs to our third eye and bow in gratitude towards one another and say namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope to see you again.